There we go. Welcome to the Hip Hop Hustle podcast. I am with my next guest, the wonderful Magdalena Juric. I was practicing how to say your name before. I have a
Thank
history
you.
of
Thank you.
making mistakes on the show with people's names, especially hip hop
Mhm,
artists. It's always the pronunciation, but I think it's like the
mhm.
European names I actually am okay with. So for anyone who doesn't know Magdalena, she is a fantastic volleyball player, model, brand ambassador. You do it all. But you've also been on the national team for, I think it was for Croatia as well, representing
Mhm.
the country. So for someone who is obviously extremely skilled at their level and top of their game, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show and kind of get an insight into kind of what makes you tick.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I especially appreciate you practicing how to say my name because in America, my whole life for the last 6 years, whenever they announce me on the game or wherever, it's like always like Magdalena Juric or some, yeah, weird pronunciations. But yeah, thank you.
Well, my last name is Berkovic, so I get it
Right,
as
right,
well.
right,
So
right.
yeah, to be honest, you kind of grow up European and you kind of get how it
Mhm.
feels. And also on your Instagram, it says how to pronounce it. So I don't really get.
Exactly, exactly. But because it's weird, because it says you rich, like people think that it's not pronunciation. People think that it's like I'm saying I'm rich or I'm saying that you're rich or something. Like I don't know. It's weird. But
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, like, are you from somewhere where I'm from because of your last name or not really?
Well, it's funny
Like
because
your roots?
I was in Croatia as you know we were talking before this. I was in
Right.
Croatia, and when I got to my hotel, they were like, "Are you Croatian?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I get it a lot, but no, I'm Russian actually, but it is a very like
Um,
Croatian last name. I
yeah,
get it.
because
So
I see with the accent, that's like how all of our last names end. So that's why, like, yeah, you get a sense.
yeah, look, I don't mind being mistaken for being Croatian. It's like the best
It's a
thing.
good thing.
It's a good thing. When I go to places,
Mhm.
I want to be a local. I don't want to be like,
Oh,
oh, he's Australian. Like we can spot him
yeah,
a mile away.
yeah, 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 yeah. You can scam him. You can like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I feel like I look like I have a blend. Like when I was in Italy, they thought I was Italian, and I
Uh-huh.
loved that. But when I was
Ooh,
in Budapest,
yeah.
they definitely didn't think I was a local. They could tell I was a foreigner a mile away.
Mm,
Well, as I said, it's a pleasure to have you on the show and kind of get an insight into because I've been obsessed with sports and obviously hip
mm,
hop and having a hip hop show, and I think there's huge parallels in terms of being really successful in music, but also being really successful as an athlete.
mhm,
But have you noticed kind of parallels between people that you meet and people that you're kind of hanging around with? Because I feel like it's this this drive of self motivation that you need for both of those things. Like the cool thing
mhm,
about sport is the accolades and all the fun that you get, but the things that aren't fun are the things that ultimately get you to your success.
mhm. Well, I do want to mention a UCLA volleyball player that became a rapper. Recently, I saw an article. His name is Kofi Kid, and recently I saw an article how he compares uh being an athlete and like all the responsibilities you have and like the drive you need to have to play all of your games and stuff. He kind of like compares it with the music and with the music industry, and he's saying how it's like really similar because also in the music industry you need to like have the drive and like the passion, and you need to be like responsible with some stuff. And so yeah, I feel like I can relate to him a lot. And also another thing, I was gonna try some music stuff soon. I can't really say too much, but I am working on like a little project so I can like really relate to this UCLA player. Like we have like a lot of in common. So that's not really you can't really see that often, like athletes being connected to music and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
Well, you have the odd NBA player who goes into hip hop, but I do agree. Like, I haven't heard many
Mhm.
volleyball players becoming
Exactly.
athletes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but let me ask, I know you said you can't say a lot about you going into music, but do you have a genre that you're thinking about jumping into?
Uh, Probably not like rap. I don't think I can like rap really good, but like something like in that genre, because like hip hop today, like it's not all rap. Honestly, it's not all rap. There's a lot of different, like levels to it, but like definitely like, and why hip hop? Because that's what I listen to. I don't think I can do or perform anything else, like any other genre of music, if I don't listen to that type. So like, like you're performing what you love, what you enjoy, what kind of comes natural to you.
Well, I was going to say something that is a theme on your Instagram is like every
Mm,
post seems to have hip hop lyrics. And I was like, geez, if you aren't a
yeah,
hip hop fan, then I
yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I am. Everybody, I think everybody knows that.
Yeah. When did you start listening to hip hop?
When I discovered music, because I don't listen to any, I'm lying. I do listen to maybe sad songs sometimes when I'm in the mood, but like other than that, it's just hip hop, and it's not necessarily just American hip hop. Russian, German, Croatian, Serbian, like just yeah, hip hop and rap.
Well, you and I are on the same page. All my friends, they're like, I have no idea how you listen to the only the one genre of music for your whole life. And I'm like,
But it's so like it's so many like different like it is the same, but it's like so many like different vibes like with each songs and like it's just yeah, it's not all the same, you know.
yeah. Well, the only way
You
I
get it.
describe it to them is like, it's like, when you jump into a pool and then all of a sudden you
Mhm.
see this new world of like, there's this
Yeah,
genre within the genre and there's this style and there's these flows and there's
that's what I
beats.
wanted to say. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I need
exactly.
you to like hang around with me and tell my friends that I'm not the crazy one, that they're the crazy ones, because like they're always like, how can you just listen to the same thing? And I'm like, you know
Yeah.
that my 2000 plus songs on my Spotify shows that it's not the same thing. Like there's
Hmm.
so much within it.
Exactly. Like you like I was searching for a word, but like you said it perfectly. It's a genre within a genre within a genre. So like, yeah, that's what it is.
And how were your parents? My parents were historically not positive when it came to my choice of music.
They're hard traditional Catholics. So no. They do listen to music obviously, but like not rap, not hip hop, just like this regular I'd say gentle music. Yeah.
Yeah. My parents always said it would be a phase and I could never be successful if I listened to hip hop. And
Oh my
yeah,
God.
literally because yeah, the first album I ever listened to was Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent. Um
Yeah.
and so they were like, this is, and I was falling asleep to that album. Like that album changed my whole world. But they were like, when I
Wow.
was a teenager, they started going like, hey, you can't listen to this forever. How can you work corporate? How can you be successful? And now like hip hop is essentially the only genre of music that's everywhere.
Yeah, no, like back to that album. One of the albums I still listen to, and yeah, one of the best ones, honestly. I
Yeah.
appreciate the like older, like it's not so old, but like older hip hop and like older rap. Not so much the new ones, like these young rappers and stuff, because I don't know, it's like kind of all the same topic about like girls and butt and stuff, but like older rap was more about like the streets and like life, tough life and all that stuff. So like I kind of like listen and appreciate that more than the new ones.
Well, why do you think that is? Why do you think the music's really changed into like talking? It's really sexual at the moment. That's what it feels like. Is like
Yeah, at the moment it
hypersexualized.
really is. Yes, yes. I don't know why. I blame Instagram. I don't know. I blame Instagram. Um, and yeah, I don't really know the reason why. All I know is that like I can definitely see like the big change and the big shift. So I'm not necessarily a fan of it. Like you can still find good new music. For example, Pop Smoke, one of my favorites, no longer with us, unfortunately. But yeah, but I don't want to name any rappers that are new that I don't like because like I don't want to throw no shade, but like there are definitely some new ones now on the scene that I'm like yeah, this is rap, but like I don't want to say like it's too happy for me, but it's like the beat is like it's like upbeat and like it's like I would call it flower rap, like rap full of flowers, like butterflies, like nice things and stuff. So like that's not my type of rap. Like my type of rap is like tough and like I don't want to say rough, but like like let's say dangerous rap, let's say, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I've always been like a fan of 90s hip hop and then early 2000s.
Right,
Like
right.
the beats were like kind of basic and kind of, but they had this like
Mm-hmm,
kind
mm-hmm.
of, yeah, rough. They had this rough feeling. I think,
Yeah, the vibe, yeah.
yeah, I think sometimes in music now it's overproduced in the sense of
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
the thing about hip hop historically was that it wasn't perfect and that it wasn't
Mhm,
like the
mhm,
best sound all the time, but it kind of
mhm.
added, it was like the compilation of it all that added. But now it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
overproduced. And I feel like that's like pop rap in a way,
Mm.
what we're talking about. It's,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Pop rap, yeah. And the older rap, like just the energy it gives you while you listen to it, and just like the whole thing. And like rap now, like the new one is like yeah, you can listen to it, but it's like I'm not gonna like feel like adrenaline maybe like for pregame. Like for my pregame music consists of 50 Cent, Pop Smoke, Raf Kamora, he's a German rapper. And like that kind of stuff, like not from these newer rappers. So gotta get me going.
yeah. I'm always worried though that that's how people like, hey, Aaron, you're getting old. That's how you know you're getting old. Is like when they're like you're not with the like youngest generation of
Yeah, but think about it. I'm about to turn 23. Like I'm young
yeah, you're
and I
young.
don't yeah, and I still listen to the older stuff. So
Well, that makes me feel better because I'm turning 30 soon. So, my life is pretty much heading towards its end. I'm getting
that's not
ready.
old.
Yeah.
Oh, of
Yeah.
what?
No,
It's turning towards where?
no, I'm like, I'm just panicking. I'm in my dramatic phase of life where,
The big 30, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was actually more scared of turning 25, honestly, than I am of
Oh,
30. Because I was like,
honestly, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna soon turn 23, but like I'm thinking about, oh my God, like 25 is in 2 years. Like that's kind of like a milestone. Like you're not like you're young, but like not so young anymore.
if I can be
Yeah.
honest though, the best years of my life are when I've been getting older. Like I reckon
Really?
so much better. Like, I don't know, maybe it's different as a man. I don't know. But like, I've
Maybe.
definitely felt that, like, 28 this year, 29, and like, this is where I've started to hit like a new phase of like just personal confidence, but also the things that I'm doing are better than I was doing before. Maybe it's just a
Mhm,
phase of my life in the sense like I'm just feeling
mhm.
more settled in who I am. So I'm definitely enjoying like late 20s,
Yeah.
hopefully early 30s. But I was, yeah,
No, I think you're right because I was watching a podcast. I think it was with Andrew Tate in it, or like I'm not even sure, but like the whole it was like 10 people at the table, and they were talking about how like for women, like they're probably their best age is until like 24, 25, while men they're like I don't know, like more like stable in their head and like mature and everything. They're like becoming who they want to be in like 30s, like 30, 31, 32. That's their best age, while for women it's a bit younger.
Yeah, I
So
think the measure is different though. I think what
yeah,
they must be talking about just physical beauty of like
they did
women's.
mention
Yeah,
that, but for men they were talking about like characters development and like personality and stuff. So I don't know,
yeah,
that might have been some other podcast. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I
But
think
it was
they're right.
definitely the looks were definitely being mentioned.
Yeah, all those podcasts are all the same. They're always like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they are.
yeah,
They are honestly just they changed the girls, but like it's the same type of girls.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like same type of girls, and they're like, what's your ideal man? And they're all like, he has to earn five hundred
Yeah.
thousand, 6 foot, great
Oh,
looking,
why? Oh my gosh.
adorable dog.
No. But yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't do any of that on my show. Maybe
Yeah.
if we did, I'd go more viral. But yeah, I have no intention of
Oh,
those conversations. It must be exhausting having that same conversation
yeah,
time and time.
yeah. And to earn your audience that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the energy is different.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. And they're always like end up fighting
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But that's that. I guess we kind of are attracted to that. We like a bit of like the drama.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. I guess.
So, can I ask, how's it for you traveling a lot? Because you seem to travel, to Europe,
Mhm,
back to LA, and then obviously going back to Europe to compete, all these different things. How is it
mhm.
kind of getting over the constant travel and being on planes and just the rhythm of it all?
I love it. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm tired because of the jet lag and stuff, but I don't know. I just love exploring new cities, meeting new people, just having new adventures and stuff. And like, so I'm on the plane as much as I can be, as much as the my career allows me to. And like being in like on a volleyball team my whole life, you always travel somewhere. Maybe it's not always by the plane, maybe sometimes by bus in a different countries. Because in Europe, like you can do bus, like you don't need to travel everywhere but with the plane. But America is a little bit difficult to do bus. So I was here on a college team. We went everywhere: Florida, Texas, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, I don't know where. And then on my private time, I went to New York, Miami, I don't know, Hawaii, different stuff. And so I met so many new people, made so many great new contacts, and saw cities, saw different, I don't know, just different cultures. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's a rich experience. And I think everyone should do it, whoever gets a chance, just travel, just anywhere. It doesn't have to be far, it doesn't have to be a different continent. Just travel to a city that's maybe 5 hour drive from you and you've never been, just to like experience something else, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think travel broadens the mind, and meeting
Mm-hmm.
people is like a different type of people is really.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because you'll have different type of people in the same country. Like I'm sure,
Yeah.
like going to Florida is a real shock compared to like
Mm-hmm.
LA. Because I mean, I've never been to LA or Florida, but from what I've heard,
Mm-hmm.
they're very different people.
Yeah, it's not just the people, the weather too, and it's like very humid and stuff. And when you get to travel so much, like you also learn to appreciate where you're from. You learn to like, appreciate your people maybe more because you saw maybe some negative stuff, and maybe like if you also travel so much, you maybe see some things where you want to be if you're not there right now in your life. So maybe you work harder to get there. And so, yeah, I think travel is a beautiful thing.
Do you have a place that's like stands out to you of like one of your favorite cities in the world?
Well, it stands out to me in a way that like I imagine myself there. I never was there, but I really want to go there, and I feel like it will stand out, and that's Tokyo, Japan, and the Great Wall of China, and just Asia in general. Like I've never been to Asia, and I feel like places there are just gonna like stand out to me. Like I can't like guarantee they will, but like I do want to say that. I don't know like if they but like they just sound and look so like interesting to me, but like I don't really have time right now to go all the way over there.
Well,
Hopefully one day.
if I can let you in on something that might not be secret, you're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. Like you are gonna like there
Yes,
is
I
no
know
under the
everybody tells
radar
me
for
that.
you.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
I saw
stand
on
out.
YouTube. Yeah, I saw on YouTube when I was watching some vlogs and stuff from travelers that go there. Um, they're not even that tall, like 6'4" like I am. Like they're maybe 6 feet, 5'11", whatever. And they're like, everybody wants to take a picture with them, and it's weird that they came there, especially in like not a major city. Like it's I guess it's weird to have like a taller person over there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not only tall, like you're not just tall, like you're very
Mhm.
tall.
Yeah,
And also being white in those countries, like you just honestly, you will
exactly.
stand out. Like I only stand out because I've got a beard. Like that's the thing. They don't have as like beards like this. This is like very like
Mhm.
European facial hair.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
but
Yeah, I don't know
they're
many Asians
wild.
that has. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, highly recommend. I mean, my favorite place has always been Europe. Like that's just
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean,
But
I've
not Australia?
well, no, to travel. I do love Melbourne. Melbourne to me is
Ah.
like the best city in the world. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it's just because I'm biased. We do have it all here. Like
Ah.
sport, culture, food, literally anything. We got it. But definitely to travel to Europe is up there for me. Asia,
No, huh?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never been to Japan. I definitely want to go to Japan, but I've been to like Thailand a few times. I've been to Bali. I've been to Hong Kong. I've never been to
Mm-hmm.
China, so I should probably go to China at some point. But I've definitely been to a few countries in Asia. It's just
Mm-hmm.
different. I love European culture. I just love the
Mm-hmm.
constant
Mm-hmm.
streets, and I just love everyone sits and eats outside. There's something
Mm-hmm.
about that to me, and the weather is really nice in summer in Europe.
Well, for me, it's maybe Asia because I grew up in Europe. So growing up, I did see a lot. I went to Germany hundred of times, Italy hundred of times because it's like so close to Croatia. So it's like yeah, obviously I appreciate Europe. I think it's like one of the best continents because of the old culture and everything. But like I do want to explore more. So maybe like Europe is not my number one for travel just because like I grew up there, I was born there, and I'm used to it, so it's not like something new for me.
Well, if you're heading down to Asia, you might as well take a little bit further and go to Australia
Mhm.
as well. You might as well.
Ah, yeah. Well, I do want to go to Africa. I would like to see Madagascar. So yeah, I just want to travel everywhere. I want to see Brazil. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
I want
problem.
to see everything.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
problem when you're like, I want to see every country. It just takes
Yeah.
money and more
Yeah.
time. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but hey, it's a good problem to have that you want to travel. Like
Hmm.
because I feel like there are a lot of people who just never travel. They never leave their
I
hometown,
know.
which is really
Because
strange.
they're comfortable and I feel like that's okay too. Like I prefer this side of life, but like if you're comfortable, if you're happy, if you're not looking for something more, I think that's fine as long as you're happy, as long as you're doing what you love.
Well, then
So
that makes me think like, what are we searching for that we haven't found yet? Like, you know what I mean? Like they're
I
happy in their just like own
know, I
place, and we're just
know.
like, I got to go somewhere. I got to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I don't know. Me personally, I'm looking for love. I don't know what you're looking, but I don't think I necessarily I'm gonna find it somewhere else if I travel. But yeah, I don't know. It is something probably that we're looking for. So we like to
yeah.
travel. I don't know.
Well, I think maybe it is being single. You're just like, because I'm still like, all right, I want to go and I want to go and experience things, and it's yeah. Geez, we got
Mm-hmm.
into a real existential place of like, maybe it's yeah, maybe it is the love that we're looking for, and just we're looking to replace it for now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Replacement. Yeah, that's the right word.
Yeah. Does your family get to travel with you a lot?
No, honestly, no, because they work all the time. My parents just working, and then my brother and sister, they're in high school. So it's that they're all back home. So it's tough to like arrange everything, and they don't have like that much of a vacation, or if they do, then I'm in school. So it's just tough. It's easiest to travel by yourself, maybe with a friend or two, but when you're traveling with friends, it's so difficult to arrange everything. It's too expensive for someone, it's too cheap for someone doesn't like that type of apartments, someone wants in a hotel, someone doesn't have money for a hotel. So, and destination to like agree on destination. So, yeah, and when you do travel by yourself, like wherever you get, like you can go to the street you want, you can go, let's say, to a museum you want, to a party you want, like you don't, like nobody is gonna like make you miss something because like you have to go where your friend wants to go. That happened to me a couple of times, so like I just decided to travel by myself or with a maximum one friend. So
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay. It always
You hear him
happens.
barking, right?
Yeah. Yeah. To be
Yeah, my
honest,
bad.
if there isn't background noise in one of my shows, is it really one of my
Mhm.
shows? Like that's kind of how you know that it's live, is obviously there's stuff going
uh
on. Yeah,
yeah.
in the background. Um, but yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, I've never traveled by myself. I love having people around me. Um,
Hmm.
but but yeah, maybe I'll have to go on my own and just take that leap of faith.
I feel like you have much more experience if you go by, depends what kind of person you are, but to Dubai, I went all by myself. I was supposed to go with my mom and her sister's daughter, so like my aunt and my cousin. And the cousin had an exam, and then her mother didn't want to go because of her, and then my mom was like, "Oh, she has work or something, I don't know." So I was like, screw that, I'm going by myself. I paid for my ticket and everything, and I had such a good time, met so many people, and like I went everywhere. I was barely in my hotel. Where like I think if I did go with them, because my mom and like her sister, they're like bit older, like they would maybe be tired and stay in a hotel, and then we would feel weird going without them. So um I don't know, like I feel like I get to experience much more if I was alone.
Hmm. Do you know what I will
Mm.
say? The cool thing about Europe is that once you're in the EU, that's that's it. There's no security at airports. They don't really care as much. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was
You
the
can
best.
just, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back here, not like that. It doesn't matter where you go. That I feel like Australia's like a mini
Wait, where?
version.
I couldn't hear you.
Like in a mini Australia's a mini version of the US. Like everything that is happening over there seems to happen here. So we have pretty like
Mm.
strict border security. I know that there are a number of rappers who got kicked out because they just didn't meet the security. Like the game came to us. I was supposed to go to the game when he came and he wasn't allowed in. Um,
LA Confidential?
yeah.
Yeah, we met one time. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean online. Like he DM'd me. We didn't meet, but like yeah. But
Yeah.
I ended up finding out later that he just DMs everyone. So I didn't feel special anymore.
Yeah. 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 I feel like that is a very rapper thing to do.
Yeah, especially LA rappers.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, he was supposed to come to Australia and he came. He actually came. He arrived and they just didn't let him in. He didn't have his paperwork right or
but he
whatever.
flew back.
Well, I think he had shows in New Zealand, so I think he went to New Zealand.
Uh,
Shows got
but
cancelled.
what kind of paperwork, like other than passport, like visa,
I think
America's new visa?
visa. I don't know. I don't know the details. I would love to ask him.
Hmm.
So, game, if you want to come on the show and let me know what happened, that would be fantastic. But yeah, it happens quite a bit. I think Johnny Depp didn't get let in because he had his pets. Um,
What?
yeah, yeah,
Pets like
like
exotic
his
pets?
dogs. No, he had his two little
Oh my
dogs.
God.
Maybe they didn't get cleared or whatever. So Johnny Depp got when he was back with Amber Heard. I think they both got kicked out. They weren't allowed in.
But I feel like if you're such a big celebrity that like your management team or whatever, they would check all that stuff for you and to make sure you can get in.
You would think
No?
so. Apparently, Australia doesn't really give a fuck about that. They're just like, bye.
Yeah, with Djokovic, remember? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Djokovic.
that was tough.
Yeah, that honestly a little wild, but it happens.
Wild, wild. But yeah,
How was it for you
history.
during the COVID and during like competing and being an athlete? Like, did you feel a significant change in the way you had to go about you know the rhythm of what you were doing?
Well, yeah, because the whole year, all of our games canceled, all of our workouts, everything, practices. There was this one gym. I won't say the name because like I was sneaking into it. Like they, because all of these COVID regulations and stuff. So I guess you weren't supposed to work out in like closed, like with no windows and doors and stuff. So they were like outdoors, but it was still a gym because it was like a garage door or something, but it was like really big. And so I guess I don't think they were like supposed to be open, but like I was going over there and like we were told that like we can only work out at home with whatever we have, but I was sneaking over there because like I wanted to work out. And it was just tough because like everybody got lazy and so I don't know, like really changed the dynamic for me. And I was supposed to go home for the summer, like I always do, and they canceled my flight, so I wasn't able to, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, did you see a lot of people give up like their sports over that period?
Yeah, yeah, because it's like either they find a different purpose or like they're like, oh, the gym is closed, I can't go, so okay. While like me, that wasn't the case. Yes, gyms were closed, but I found a way. So you can always find a way.
Yeah. But did you feel like you got rusty? Like I'm sure it's hard to find a
Yes.
volleyball court during COVID that
Yes,
lets you in.
yes. Oh, for volleyball, no, I was not playing volleyball because there was nowhere. Like towards the end of the year in 2020, like stuff started to like maybe happen. Like yeah, with the mask and 8 people at a time and stuff like that. But like there was something happening while when the first breakout, like there was nothing to do. Grocery stores, huge line in front of grocery stores, um, all these limits, and yeah, I would not like to go back.
No. We had
Mhm.
pretty bad lockdowns here. But one of my friends, he's like,
Australia, I
yeah.
know.
And one of my friends was like, it's the best time of my life. Get paid, do nothing. He was so
Oh,
happy. He's like an introvert. And I was like, man, I'm going crazy
mm-hmm,
sitting at home.
mm-hmm.
Just like he said a project
Yeah,
himself, like 3 movies a day. Like he would just, yeah.
yeah. I think me and my roommate, I think we watched all of the Netflix. Like, uh, I think at the time it was Outer Banks and Ozark and all these shows, and like we know it by heart. But yeah, for a lot of people, it was a good time because like you said, introverts, and if you like working from home, it's good for you. Like you can't really go anywhere, and like yeah. But like for us extroverts, like no, that was like a lockdown.
Well,
Felt like a prison sometimes.
no, it definitely was. We had, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
curfew. Well, that's
Curfew,
yeah,
I
we had
forgot about
curfew.
that.
Yeah, we had to be like at home by
Yeah.
9 p.m.
Yeah, Los Angeles had curfew too. That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised we kind of let it all happen. I don't think we'll let
I
it happen
know.
again. That's kind of the vibe that
Really?
we get. Well, I think these days people are like, hey, it's kind of crazy that we let the government decide like when we can leave our house and how far we
Mhm.
can go. Cause like we had a 5 kilometer
Mhm.
limit. Like you couldn't even
Yes,
leave five
yes, I
kilometers.
know.
And
Yeah.
now that I look back, I'm like, that was kind of insane.
No, like we should have never let that happen. But I have an my dad's uncle and aunt. They live in Australia. I'm not sure which city. I feel like it's Sydney. I don't know. But yeah, they were telling us all these stories and how like some neighbors, I think, called police on them or something because like they knew that like another car pulled up to their yard and it was like their daughter and like they weren't supposed to be any like family gatherings. And so like you saw a lot of uh real people's like people's real characters and like real faces and like your neighbor that he would like snitch on you like that like but like snitch on you for what, like you're seeing your daughter, you know.
I
So it's
agree.
like it was a crazy time.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, I used to put like stuff in my boot to be like, I just came home from the supermarket. So if I ever got pulled over, I'd be like, I was just in the
Uh-huh.
supermarket. So I had like, you know, soy milk or something like in the back. And so just be like, I had to go to the supermarket so that I had like an
Oh
excuse of
my
like being out.
God.
So yeah,
It was crazy. Like, think about it. Like, freedom was taken away from us. Like, that was not a freedom.
no, no. That's why I think like we would never let that happen again. I don't think. I think it was
I
like,
hope so.
well, yeah, I hope so
Well,
too.
there are a lot of people that believe that those measurements are needed and required in order to stay alive or well or whatever. So I'm hoping that it won't happen again, but like you still do have people that like if it happens again, they will do it all over again because they believe the system and the government and yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I think being European and having European heritage, you kind of have seen
Mhm.
governments of the past, like
Yes,
where I'm
yes.
Russian, so like
Hmm.
inherently growing up, you don't trust government purely because
Yeah.
what you've seen.
Inherently, you
And
get the
yeah,
different vibe.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
like,
you're
hey,
like something's off.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and you just are like, okay, well, it looks like we're gonna have to find a way out of this. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it was like the first time we saw it in the Western world. Weirdly enough, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why people went along with it. Is they were like, oh, they. I mean, we're so used to being free that we didn't realize that
Mm-hmm.
our freedoms were gone.
Yeah, 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 exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: how long do you see as like your volleyball career? What's the length of time that people usually
Mhm.
compete at a national level and internationally?
Well, for me, honestly, like my story is a bit different because I did start in the fourth grade, but then I didn't like it because I was being bullied. And then
I'm sorry.
fifth, sixth, yeah, it's okay. Fifth, sixth, seventh year of elementary school, nothing, just different sports, trying out tennis, swimming, track and field, like just trying out everything. And then eighth grade, I got back into it because, like one of the coaches, because it's a small city, so like everyone. So one of the coaches like called my mom, and he was like, "Oh, like where is she? How has she been? Like I remember her being talented. Like what happened?" And then we told him everything about like bullying and stuff, and so he was like, "Okay, like I want her to train, but like I'm gonna put her in a senior group right away." And mind you, I was eighth grade at the time, and the first team, they were like 20 plus years old, 25, 26. So it was like scary thing for me, maybe even more than the younger group where I would be bullied. And so I wanted to try out. And then for like a month, I was just practicing with the volleyball on the wall because like all these girls they were hitting the volleyball super hard and it just looked so scary to me. And in the meantime, like after a while, I joined the team, managed to join the team. I played there a little bit, and then I think after like a year and a half or something, I joined the national team. And then I was really like curious about America and American college and playing volleyball here and like getting my degree at the same time. And so some of the coaches like heard that, and there was this one coach that had his own club in California for like high school, and he told me that if I go earlier, like before I want to do college, that I'll have like way more offers and that I'll get to know the system better and the language and everything. So I was like, oh my God, like, yes, perfect opportunity. I was, I think, sophomore in high school, and then I came here to finish junior and senior year, and then got some offers from college, D1, committed, and then I just graduated yesterday. And I
Congratulations.
have, thank you. And I have 2 more years of eligibility. So in Europe, when I say eligibility years, like they don't really know what I'm talking about. So it's basically like I have a right to play in America for 2 more years. So I think I will use it for my master's. And then when I'm done with that, I'm hoping to go pro if my body like still is good and everything. Pro somewhere in Europe. I'm hoping for one season in Japan just to see the culture and like maybe Brazil, but like where I'm really hoping to play is like Turkey, Italy, France, Germany, those countries. So I don't know about volleyball in Australia. I
It's not
haven't
big.
heard.
Yeah, it's not big here.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't see a
What
lot
is
of it.
big? Like rugby? Like what is
Well,
big in
yeah,
Australia?
rugby's big in Sydney. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, there's like different styles of rugby. So there's two different types. There's
Uh-huh.
NRL, and there's rugby union. So there's league,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're different style. But league is bigger. But then we've got Australian football. That is absolutely
Uh,
massive. So AFL, that's probably like one of the things that I follow the most. And then we've got cricket.
mhm.
It's huge. Cricket is
Oh,
one of the big ones as well. So it's probably AFL and rugby in winter, and then cricket during the summer. They're
but
probably
basketball, volleyball, soccer, like
basketball's
these
getting
European
way
sports.
bigger. Basketball's
Uh-huh.
that there's
I
a lot
think
of
I saw
people.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people follow the NBA, NBL. Like
Mm-hmm.
our local league is getting bigger. Soccer
Mm-hmm.
is there was like it was growing, and now I feel like the AFL is back to like kind of dominance again. But
Mm-hmm.
we just love sport. Like honestly,
Mm-hmm.
sport. We got the Women's World Cup. I think the FIFA World Cup in July coming to
Mm-hmm.
Australia. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that'll be really
Mm-hmm.
massive as well.
Well, tennis is like often in Australia, like right?
Yeah,
Like
we got the
Australian
Australian
Open.
Open. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that always turns out a crowd. We got the F1 in Melbourne as well that comes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So we have so much sport here. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
always sport going on. But
There's always something, yeah.
yeah, that's why I love it here. There's always something going
Mhm.
on.
Yeah, that's why you said you got everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Literally, we got literally whatever you want. We got it, and we got the best hidden cool bars. Like you kind of know, got to know where to go, but we got some because there's no such thing as like Australian food. So we've
Mm-hmm.
got all the different food, all the different cultures around the world. Like it is just so good. That's the one thing I missed in Italy was like when you go to Italy, it's Italian food. Whereas like when you're here, you can get it all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But honestly, like living in America, like when I go to places where they claim it's Italian food, no, it's different. So it is something authentic about every country that they have. So you can't just get anywhere. Because like in America, like oh yeah, you have Chinese food, Italian food, all these food. But like when you try original food in the original country, it's yeah,
Yeah,
not
it
comparable.
hits different.
So what is Australian food? Like what is the classic?
I mean, Vegemite is like the iconic. It's like a salty spread. Like we
Uh-huh.
genuinely don't have Australian food. Like there is no Australian cuisine where I could be like,
Got
this
it.
is what we
Hmm.
eat. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we've just essentially stolen everybody else's food and kind of created our own versions. But I
Hmm.
think, immigration was great for us of like just having
Yeah.
all these different cultures in our city has really helped. And it was funny.
Is it? Go ahead.
I was going to say my brother, he hated white sauce like in pastas. And so when we went to,
Like the cream sauce?
yeah, but when we went to
Uh-huh.
Rome, I made him try my carbonara because obviously they don't make it with cream in Italy. They just use the egg yolk and the part and the quality
Uh-huh.
cheese. And he tried it and he was like, "Oh, hold on, this is way different." And I was like, "Yes, you have to have the authentic food to
Yeah,
really
the
understand what it's supposed
original.
to be."
Yes, yes, exactly. So I'm blessed that I got to try a lot of different cultures here because like now when I go to Italian or Croatian place, I'm like, what did you do here? Like that's not what it's supposed to be.
I feel
So
like
I
it's the
already
quality
know.
of ingredients.
Huh?
I feel like it's the ingredients that they use.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like the type of meat they get here and yeah, yeah, it's different. Yeah.
Because Croatian seafood is amazing because it's all fresh.
Thank you. Yeah, because we have the sea right there. Yeah, so it's not like it's imported from Indonesia or somewhere, it's like Croatian authentic seafood from our sea, Adriatic
Yeah.
Sea.
And
So
I mean, when I went to a restaurant, they brought out the fish that we would be having. They were like, "Hey, we caught this today. Like, we kind of
yes,
have to sell it
yes, yes, yes.
because they don't freeze it. They literally are like,
Yeah,
we caught it
it's
today.
gonna
We're
go
selling it
bad.
today." Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They like catch stuff in the morning and then they prepare it. But I was gonna ask, so is it true that like in Australia, like kangaroos just jump around?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how I get to work every day. Is I like get in the pouch in the morning, and I'm like, "You ready?" I've got the Joey next to me, the little one, and then we just hop to work. Yeah,
You hop in a little pocket and then
yeah,
he
in the
takes you.
pocket, and I'm like, "I'm ready." But uh, my real answer is depends on where you are. So like obviously
Mm.
in the city, no, but yes, there are definitely areas where like there are kangaroos that just jump out and they're massive. Like
And they're like aggressive.
they can be.
You can't like pet them like a cat you see on the
No,
street.
no,
Yeah.
they will kick you, and they're strong too. Like there are ones that get hit by cars and the car is totaled but they walk away. Like they're so
Oh,
powerful, they're so strong. Um,
oh
so yeah,
my.
we got some wild stuff here. The wildlife in
Mhm.
Australia is not so chill.
Wow. Wildlife anywhere, I feel like, is not chill.
Yeah, we just got a lot of spiders. We got snakes.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
you
Yeah,
know that
yeah,
fun stuff.
yeah.
Sharks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Getting to be honest, I make it sound bad, but honestly, you will be fine. Like in the city, obviously, with
yeah. No, I know, I know. I have a friend, she used to play basketball in my college, Carla, and she's somewhere in Australia. I don't know. But yeah, I'd really like to visit because it's not like I don't know anyone. Now I know you, I know her, I know my dad's uncle and aunt, so I think it would be really cool. But it is far. Like from anywhere, it's far.
yeah, yeah. It is
Yeah.
far, but it's worth it. We can show you the spots,
Hmm.
the cool places. I mean, to be fair, I did fly to Denver last year, so that was like close to 30 hours of travel. I flew to obviously Europe.
Denver, Colorado?
Yeah, yeah. I went there for work.
Uh-huh.
So, so yeah, it
So
was.
do you fly like on that side of the world? Like across Pacific?
Well, I had
Or like
one flight, so I had to fly from Melbourne to New Zealand, then New Zealand
uh-huh.
to LA, and then LA to Denver. But my Denver flight,
Oh,
LA to Denver, got cancelled, so I had to fly LA to Phoenix, and then Phoenix to, and I was by I was
gosh.
exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So and then coming home this time, we had to fly from Budapest to Rome. then Rome to
Mm-hmm.
Doha, and then Doha back home. So
Oh,
yeah, so we were traveling
yeah,
for
Doha,
30 hours.
Qatar. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's never easy for us. But whenever anyone's like,
Yes.
"Oh, I travel so far," I'm like, just get over it. You just kind of get used to it.
Yeah, especially for people in Australia. Yeah. That's why like my uncle doesn't come so often because they're like getting older and stuff, and it's like it's not such an easy trip.
It's also pricey. Like it's expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you go, you have to go for like a month. That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
at it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because it's not worth it to go like any less.
No.
Yeah.
Whereas you seem to be going like I'm 3 weeks here and then I'm back and then I'm 3 weeks
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 weeks. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good life. I can I ask, did you meet Dave East? Like, were you in a music
Yeah.
video?
Yeah. Music video. Yeah. So Dave East, Jay Stone, they had a like a collab song, and then Sheck West also. Now I forgot. I think Sheck West like has a song like maybe like it's called Ballin' or something, but like it was like a basketball um video shoot, and then I was just like a background character, but I was still in it, so that was cool. And then for Davies and Jay Stone, uh, I was like, how do you say, like holding like Nipsey Hussle like hoodie that I had, and like they were like showing my shoes, and like I think we were riding in a car. And then I'm still good with Jay Stone. Like we talk all the time. I'm probably gonna meet him sometime this week before I go back to Europe on Monday. So yeah, it's a cool world. It's not bad.
Yeah. How did you get into the music video? Like, how did that happen?
Mm, well, there was like I think like Nipsey Hussle memorial thing, like an event, and like a lot of people came there. I think Jay Stone was there. And then a lot of these celebrities, like football players and basketball players, all like that kind of like grew up in that community. And so over there, like I think we exchanged Instagrams. I think this was like, yeah, during COVID, like July 2020, I met all of them. And then we just like exchanged contacts. And then I think Jay Stone like asked me to be in a music video. And then later I found out that it's a song with Dave East. And then just I think basically just through being a fan of Nipsey Hussle, honestly. Yeah. Like
No.
he even after his life he connected a lot of people.
You
So
know what you just described as like a dream come true for so many people to be like, I just happened to be at like, you know, an event that I wanted to go
yeah.
to, like to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate a rapper that had a profound impact on the music that I
Mm-hmm.
listened to. And then I happened to meet these people. And then all of a sudden I'm in a music video.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it that that is how it turned out.
Mm-hmm. But it's LA. It's a lot of opportunities. Um, Me honestly, like my personal experience and stuff, it is one of the, I would say, like toxic cities. But if you want to do like entertainment and industry and stuff, like you can do a lot. Maybe you'll not get on the top, but like if that's something you want to do, you always have like those little jobs, I guess.
What do you mean by toxic?
Just like Los Angeles is just like, because everybody here comes for the same thing. They all have the same dream, just be successful in Hollywood and modeling, acting, and that stuff. And a lot of people get disappointed. A lot of people just leave everything wherever state they came from and come to Los Angeles. And I heard a lot of stories that those people ended up being homeless because they didn't book a role, they didn't sign with an agency or nothing. So a lot of people here get disappointed, and a lot of people just play you and just use you for what they can, for like a contact that you have. There are no honest relationships here. Uh, People that seem like they're friends, they're not really. Because you can just, and just the vibes here, like it's, I feel like it's not healthy because it's all about like social media and like it's social media is everywhere now, but this like here is like really emphasized and it's really like unhealthy. Like I think people don't have real interactions anymore. It's just like they're all nice to your face, but like nobody's really gonna help you when you need them. And it's just like what they can get out of you. And that's what I mean by toxic. And love, like if you're like looking for a relationship, you're not gonna get it here. Like there's no way. Cause like there's too many options and like nobody's loyal anymore. Like obviously you have those situations everywhere, but here is like really like it's people are messed up here. Like a lot of people are depressed and they just take it out on you and yeah. A lot of stabs in the back. So yeah,
Yeah, that's so
because
weird.
everybody's trying to make it, everybody's
Yeah.
trying to get to the top, and not everybody can go. So
Yeah, I feel like it's a weird culture of like the fame culture of like
mm-hmm.
everyone wants to be famous and everyone
Yeah,
wants
and
to.
a lot of people are faking it. Like you would think, oh, he just pulled up in a Lambo or something, and then you later found out it's a rental. And then when you see somebody's Instagram, like a lot of girls like here, like girls that go to clubs and stuff, their Instagram be looking fire, and then in real life, like then you see that those likes are actually bought and followers are bought. So everybody's like so obsessed with like being liked, but they don't even like themselves. So that's what's the problem, I think, my personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about this with my friends the other day actually about like the the kind of ego hit that you get from social media
Mm-hmm.
and kind of the same way
Yeah.
with like dating apps as well of like
Mm-hmm.
when you get a like when you get a match you just it kind of does
Mm-hmm.
something for your ego even though like you may not be interested you just it does something where like you get the
Mm-hmm.
serotonin and you feel good,
Yes.
the adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I tend to agree with you that it's like it's a weird world that
Mm-hmm.
we live in right now, and with LA, obviously I can't comment on it, but from what I've heard, it is a really weird environment where you have the like rat race, but in a really different way.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of when you're in an environment where most of the people are unsatisfied with where they are with themselves and stuff, because here like everybody just compares each other to like other people because like they're not happy. So it's just um like it's not, I feel like it's not healthy for you to be around that type of vibe, that type of energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's how it is here, especially because like my college is not far from Hollywood. It's like 15-20 minute drive. So like I see a lot of this stuff here.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you're gonna travel overseas and you're not gonna be in LA
Hmm.
forever. Do you mind if I ask what did
Yeah.
you study?
So I was 2.5 years in engineering. And then with volleyball, it just got too tough with all the games and practices. So I switched to communication studies because that was one of the majors that I can continue and still get my degree in 4 years. I wouldn't lose all the credits. And so I did that, and also because they told me that with that you can basically do anything after. You can go into reporting, you can do human resources, social media management, anything. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, as I said, congratulations. Finishing uni or finishing a degree is never
Yes.
easy. Um, we kind of do it. We have universities here as opposed to college, so we don't stay off campus.
Well, this is university. It's called California State University, but they also have colleges. Colleges are kind of like from what I understood, colleges are a little bit like lower level than the university, but and colleges I think are like 2 years here. but this was university, so 4 year.
Oh, that's really short. 2 years is really short.
2 years because that diploma can't really get you anywhere. From what I understood, Americans here they go to community college in case they can't pay for university yet, and then they use those 2 years, and then with that diploma they can do 2 years at a university, and then that will be counted same as they did 4 years as in university. That's what I got. I might be wrong,
Hey,
but
to
yeah,
be honest, you're asking the wrong person because I definitely have no idea. But
yeah,
hey, you got to take your own path to get there. I only have one
yes.
more question for you, actually. And
Mm-hmm.
it's the probably the hardest question that I ask. I ask every guest on the show. But if you had to recommend one album that everybody should listen to at least once to get an appreciation of, what would it be? It doesn't have to be the best album of all time. It just has to be an album you think everybody should listen to and appreciate. I always have to tell artists you can't choose your own album.
Mm-hmm.
Helps that you haven't released any music yet. Hopefully that comes at some point. But yeah, one album that you think everybody should listen to appreciate any genre of music.
Um, well, my thing is I have three, and I don't think I can say one. Can I say three, or it has to be one?
Has to be one. I'm pretty tough on this question. People have asked me, you can talk me through your three, but I would like an ultimate recommendation. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the best album of all time. It's just something you think people should listen to.
Um, this is tough. I'm just gonna say "Get Rich or Die Trying" just because it's a classic. But I do want to mention Pop Smoke's last album and Pink Print Nicki Minaj. But Pink Print is like more like for girls, but like if everybody should listen to it, then it's either or. I will say Get Rich or Die Trying just because like it's an older hip hop and rap, but like I really still to this day listen and repeat Pop Smoke's latest album. So yeah, that's my answer.
There we go. Love it. And like I said, it is a tough question I ask. It's very rare that I get anyone who's like really out the gate. Some people are so fast with their answers, they just know
Mhm.
immediately. But yeah, I'm like you. I've never answered the question because like it's my show and
See, so you can't ask people.
no, I can
You
because it's
have to
my show.
answer.
It's my show. I get to make the rules.
Oh my
That's the
gosh,
fun.
no,
On
that's
your
true.
podcast, you can ask me the question and I'll answer. But
I'm asking you the same question right
yeah,
now.
but not on my show. Yeah, I'm not going to answer it because I don't know the
Wow.
answer just yet. I've got albums that like are my favorites, but
Uh-huh.
to pick is
Same.
pretty
Yeah.
tough. So yeah, that hence why I'm not like overly strict with it. And I know it's just fun
Hmm.
anyway. And by the end, I'm going to have so many albums that I have to listen to through
Hmm.
recommendations that I get. But um, I appreciate you coming through. Obviously, the wonderful, extremely talented Magdalena Juric. She came through. Um, Obviously, you can follow her on IG. You've got socials. You've done interviews as well. They're on YouTube as well.
Hmm.
But it is extremely exciting to see, hopefully, the continuation of your career and potentially the start of a music career. I keep talking about it, and you were like, just slightly mention it. But yeah, super exciting, extremely awesome for me to speak to an athlete and see into your headspace. But is there anything you wanted to plug, anything you wanted to shout out before we wrapped up?
Um, honestly, no. I just want to say that hip hop, like, there's a lot of stereotype about it, but like, I feel like not everybody that listens to hip hop is necessarily criminal, like a lot of people think. So I just advise that you just give it a try. Just give it a try and listen to one hip hop song, and then maybe people change their mind about it.
Yeah, I think this is a great message for my mum. So to be fair, I've
So
tried.
her, so her.
Yeah, I've
Oh, you
tried.
tried.
I've
But
tried. I
no,
tried showing her like Lauren. She's like she doesn't get it. She just is like,
huh?
I don't really like the swearing, and I'm like, oh, just
Mhm.
just just like listen past. So
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, I've definitely
But I
tried.
feel like you have to have something in you in order to like that music. Because like not everybody can like it. For example, my mom also like it's not just the swearing to her, like she doesn't feel the rhythm. She doesn't feel like the energy, the vibe, like you have to be like you have to have something in you in order to like that kind of music. I don't think like people start liking hip hop. They either like discovered it way before and like always listen to it, or they just don't. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you're right. Look, I even tried showing her Lauren Hill. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, if there's something she's gonna like, it has to be Lauren Hill. Like that is iconic. And she was like,
Okay.
it's fine. Like she can listen to it, but she wasn't like, all right, I'm into it now. I
Yeah, she's
finally,
gonna like put
yeah,
it on by herself.
she
Yeah.
definitely never. So
So what does she listen to?
her favorite album, her favorite band is Duran Duran. So I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
No
It's like
idea.
old, like 70s music. I don't,
Mm-hmm,
yeah. I
mm-hmm.
still, maybe I should listen to that to understand her a bit better. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
find
maybe.
some commonality if I listen. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, I don't think she's overly musical in that sense.
Ah,
Like, yeah.
see,
So
yeah,
maybe that's what it is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, like my thing is I can also listen to my parents' music, like what they listen to, because they listen to Croatian music. So sometimes when I'm in mood, I'll put that. But like for them, like they cannot understand my music. I can understand mine and theirs, but for them, it's just their music.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah.
it is what it is. I think it's good if your parents loved hip hop as well. It might be different for you, where like if they
Mm-hmm.
started bringing you music, you'd be like, okay, just relax. Like that's
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it would be weird if my mum and my dad started being like, "Hey, Aaron, check out this song," especially my dad with his accent, to be like, "Yeah, yeah," that would be really strange for me. So
Yeah.
probably good that there's a bit of separation in the generations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, as I
Okay.
said, absolute pleasure. Appreciate the time, and hopefully you get down to Australia soon, so that yeah, you
Hopefully.
got
Yeah.
lots of people to visit. So add that to the bucket list of all the places that you want to go to.
I will. And I'll definitely reach out if I do.